What if you're winning at a life that isn't even the life you chose? What if you're really killing it and, in a way, really killing yourself at the same time? You find yourself living a life that makes you secretly, probably not to anybody but yourself, say, "This isn't my life. This is not the way things are supposed to be." And the whole world sees all of your successes, all of the things that are going right, and they tell you how amazing you are, how wonderful you're doing. And you feel like a total fraud, like a complete phony, living the life that you didn't choose, alone in a way that may include people, sometimes it doesn't. And yet, with all of these signs of success, all of these things that people point to that are going so well for you, it's not the life you chose. There are certain things that happen that way in our lives that come together, and sometimes we even discover that the things that we tripped on and fell into are better than what the original plan we had was. So I'm not necessarily saying, in fact, I'm definitely not saying, quit your job and go out and do the thing that you're really meant to do. But I would like to see you take a minute today and ask yourself the question, is this the life that I chose? Or is this the life that I was given that I've never really wanted? And then, rather than making extreme, drastic changes, what's off with it? Because it may not necessarily be the company you run, the job you have, the people that are in your life. It could be something much more subtle than that. It could be as simple as there are parts of you that you've been convinced aren't allowed in this life. And what we need to do is discover, first of all, who we are. More importantly, maybe even whose we are. And then how to truly live as the you inside of the life you're living. It's not about getting a divorce, changing your job, sending all your kids off to boarding school, any of those kind of drastic things. It's really more about that inner knowing, about that ability to be able to stop for a minute and say, what would success actually look like for me? What would it take for me to really feel like a success, to feel really, truly fulfilled? I end most all of my lives with the concept of being happy, safe, warm, and loved. And just about every single one of those, and I can tell you from my own personal experience, there are definitely times when I've even said that, not been happy, not felt safe, was freezing, sometimes literally, sometimes just emotionally. And the love, well, sometimes it feels so far away that it almost feels like something I imagined that's never been. It's not true. It's not real, but I do understand the feeling. Hey, Dee, glad to have you here with us. So the real question is, are you winning, first off? And if you are winning, hi, who's glad to have you here with us. And if you are you winning at the life you chose, or are you winning somebody else's game? How does it make you feel, the accolades, the crowds? What would you do if all of the social media, all of the amounts on your check, all those kind of things were no longer the symbols of success, but that deeper thing that each of us really wants and searches and spends so much time doing? That thing, fulfillment, that real true peace, that joy even in the times that we're not happy. What would be the real measure of it? Rather than the measuring ourselves against other people, even against ourselves and our own goals that may have been set so arbitrary that they were never really real to begin with. What does success really look like and what does it feel like? Have you ever experienced it? And what was going on when you felt, not other people told you, but you felt like a success? I ask myself this question all the time. And I'm on that search too. I'd love to go on that search with you. I love being able to just sit down with people and spend time with them and talk about who they really are. Invite them to allow all the seemingly scattered pieces of everything that is them to come to the table and be there, be powerful, be effective, show up, and do the stuff that only you can do. I'd love to do that in your life too, when you're ready. There's some really cool things that will come out of it. Things that you dreamed of, but now maybe don't feel like they even really were ever true. What if you could win at life? A life that you know you chose and is truly yours. I'd love to hear back from you. No scoreboards, no followers, no other critiques. What would that win look like for you? It's definitely, I'd love to hear your comments, but even more so, it's definitely a question worth sitting with. Thanks for joining me today. I really do hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. And I hope that you have a really great week.